Howdy, it's me, Josh, again. Uh, if you can't tell already, my brain is quite frazzled. Uh, I've been working on the battle system a lot lately, and I believe this is the first debut of the battle system. Um, just so we're clear, it's very primitive right now, but it has some it has some functional aspects to it already. For example, you can rotate the party now. The action wheel is a little I know it's a little disobedient right now. Also, sorry if the colors are completely washed out. I've not built proper lighting and things for this scene because I just haven't deemed that necessary yet. Anyway, um, I've got a fair share of changes to make, but I can just show some really basic stuff for now. Firstly, we have Katie's attack. She's got this sort of very wobbly arms. She doesn't have a very good she doesn't have very good grip on her gun. You can see that it sort of follows some sine wave patterns, so it might look a little bit random, but if you watch it for maybe 30 seconds, 20 seconds, you'll find the pattern in it and how it always moves. Um, and so you can see that just kind of wobbles around. Um, I'm going to cheat just a tad bit. Normally you're not supposed to be able to open this menu in combat, but I'm doing that right now just to show off a cool thingy. Um, so if I equip this precise circuitry thing here, it makes it so that basic attacks are more difficult. And so you can see, like with the example of Katie's aiming reticle, it moves a whole lot faster whenever you have that turned on. But it's a really good core to have equipped because it makes enemies worth one more base XP. So, if an enemy that normally dropped two, now they drop three. Or if you equip two of these and you want really hard action commands, then now they drop four. Um, And so when you're ready to fire, when you think you have it lined up, you just go ahead and shoot. And I missed because I'm not good at this game that I made. Let's see. Uh, once um, once Katie's turn has been used, you can see you can't see, but I'm pressing the rotate team button, and the team's no longer rotating. If I try to use the rotate ability, you can see that it just kind of cancels without anything happening because they can't rotate because Katie's turn is done. Swapping is a thing still, so you can swap locations with other characters. You can't swap with characters that have already used all their turns, so that's neat. Um, I don't have turn relay yet. That one will be very easy to put together. I broke item. Item worked briefly, but then I decided that it needed an animation, and I didn't add the animation, so it will crash the game if I try to run that. Um, anyway, let's do Sarge's attack. Sarge's attack is the same as Mario's hammer or Kabu's basic attack. The graphics are, again, very early and need a lot of work. So you can see that didn't do the correct amount of damage. Unless I messed up the action command. And then Abel's attack is a timing-based thing. Yeah, I've got the numbers wrong. Hang on, I gotta fix something now. Okay, so I had several problems with the code, but it should be fixed now. What I was doing was I was rotating the characters in one direction, and in my code, I was rotating them in the other. And so um, my game thought that the wrong character was in front. I also had some weird code that was making it so that um, Katie and Abel's attacks were acting as though they were being executed by each other. So there were layers of weirdness I had to untangle, but it should be good now. Katie's base attack on her laser is 1 damage, but when she's standing in the front, it does 2. Um, and that's her attack. I think I already showed that one. Sarge's is a timing minigame, and you can't do it early at all. Um, but the leniency window is pretty forgiving if it's relatively forgiving if you're late. Um, and it gets tighter with certain equipment, and you can make it wider with certain equipment too. Abel's ability is probably the worst one of the three right now because I don't have all the animations in place. What I want to happen is I want him to run up, slide, and then he briefly comes out of his slide, and that's your attack window. That's your visual indicator, and then he slides back. And that's also my excuse for Abel being able to attack enemies that aren't only in the front, whereas Sarge has to attack only enemies in the front. So if I do his attack real quick, it's just a very quick, very narrow timing window. His is probably the hardest of the three abilities. Um, and right now I don't have any enemy attacks, but I'm going to restart the game and show off just a tad bit more. I don't recall if I already showed this. Again, did I say that my brain's frazzled? Because it's quite frazzled. Uh, Working on this takes a lot out of my head. Anyway, there's also swap. You can also swap characters. I don't remember if I said that or not, but that's the last ability that is in the game right now. So you can see that there's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed, a lot of stuff that needs to be fixed. Unfortunately, this scene has the decal issue that I was never able to solve. I'm pretty sure this is a bug that Godot just hasn't fixed yet for some reason. Um, but I'll work on it when I can. I don't know. Uh, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this week. Um, More to come, so stay tuned. Also, we're working on the Steam page. That doesn't mean that the game will be coming out anytime soon, but it means that you'll be able to wish list it. So um, give that one a couple weeks at most. I'm commissioning some art for it, so it should look nice when it's ready to go. Anyway, this has been much longer than it needed to be, so yeah, sorry for sorry for taking so long, and I'll see you hopefully next week. Bye bye.